It is a beautiful Thursday evening here in Bloomington, Indiana. And what better way to spend a Thursday than watching some Big Ten women's soccer. Welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Andrew Hillsman. Alongside me, Dylan Beach. We'll hear from Ava Wojcicki in just a little bit. And tonight, it's the UCLA Bruins coming to Indiana to take on the Hoosiers for the first time in women's soccer history.
Yeah, should be a fun one tonight. Beautiful weather out. An all-star studded defense for UCLA versus a high-firing offense for the Hoosiers. Should be a great clash.
Well, this UCLA Bruins team 13-1-3 against their current Big Ten opponents in the last 4 years. So definitely a formidable opponent. And talking about some more stats, I think the biggest thing that stands out to me, they're allowing less than a goal a game to their opponents thus far throughout 9 games.
Yeah, 6 clean sheets on the year. They got one of the better goalkeepers in the country, former Pac-12 goalkeeper of the year, Ryan Campbell. It's an all-star studded group. It's going to be hard to find goals tonight for Indiana.
All right, for more on both squads, for the first time this evening, we'll send it down to the sideline with Ava Wojcicki. Ava, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Andrew. Indiana and UCLA have some very talented players on both sides of the ball tonight. For Indiana, you've got Kennedy Neighbors. She's made a huge jump from last season. She's the second leading scorer on this team. When I spoke to Indiana head coach Erwin Van Bennekom yesterday, he said Kennedy's always had this in her. It's just been a matter of bringing it out. On the flip side for UCLA, they have Lily Reel. She's been with this team for 4 seasons, and UCLA head coach said not only is she excellent on the pitch, but she is a loud leader. She really leads her team through these games and coaches them up. When we come back from the break, Andrew and Dylan are going to have starting lineups.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Andrew Hillsman, Dylan Beach here to bring you all 90 minutes of today's action. We'll hear from Ava Wojcicki a little bit more later, but Dylan, these two teams facing off against each other for the first time. We're taking a look at the Bruins starting lineup. Their head coach, Marguerite Awazasa, third-year head coach, already has a national championship under her belt. Lily Reel, Paloma Dobert, Peyton Marcis, Sophia Cook, America Frias, Jordan Geis, Quincy McMahon, Lily Boyden, Alice Barbieri, and Bridget Marin Valencia, and of course, the reigning Pac-12 goalkeeper of the year, Ryan Campbell, in net.
Yeah, a spectacular group for UCLA. They got talent on the bench that head coaches wish they could have in their starting lineups. Should be a great game tonight.
And Erwin Van Bennekom starting 11. Of course, the reigning Big Ten goalkeeper of the year from last year, Jamie Gerstenberg, is working in between the posts for the Hoosiers this evening. Kennedy Neighbors, Olivia Albert, Sydney Mazer, Layla Serta, the freshman phenom, in the starting lineup as well. Olivia Rush, Hayden Volchek, Piper Cofield, Avery Sneed, Hope Paredes, and Camille Ham round out the Hoosiers starting 11.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Layla Serta can make that jump, score a goal versus a big-time program tonight. She's gotten a lot so far this year, maybe against an easier schedule than UCLA.
All right, let's move into some keys to the game for me. UCLA, they got to press on defense early and control the possession battle and spread their offense around. You can't just have a couple of players taking most of your shots. You've got a lot of offensive weapons. We've talked about the defense a little bit, but UCLA's offense needs to get going early and often.
Yeah, for sure. UCLA, their top goal scorer on the year, only with 2 so far. I mean, you look at Indiana, they got a goal scorer of 6. UCLA's got to find someone to start bagging in those goals for them here early before getting into the heavy of the Big Ten conference play.
Well, we'll see if Indiana's defense is up to the task. Unlike they were against Ohio State, they dropped their last match 3-0 against their in-conference rivals, Ohio State. As we're underway here in Bloomington on this beautiful Thursday evening with barely any clouds in the sky, 90 minutes of Big Ten women's soccer on tap for everybody.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere here tonight. Fans are rolling in still. Should be a good contest for these two's first matchup.
Ham takes a challenge early from a UCLA Bruin that's Marin Valencia, and a first foul assessed to the UCLA Bruins. Free kick for the Hoosiers. Mazur will be the one to take. She plays it far side. And these two, Volchek and Sneed, so influential in this defense. Here's Cofield. She's going to try and start something. Tries to find the freshman Layla Serta and can't find anything with it.
Yeah, it was shocking Indiana going for that ball. Coach said they weren't great in possession versus Ohio State. Going to look to keep possession a lot tonight.
Indiana pressing early. There's Neighbors. But McMahon, the Indiana native, went to Guerin High School. Clears that one away for the Bruins. Even possession battle thus far in. Here's McMahon. Finds Dobert, and Marcis will clear this one away. There's Dobert, far side. UCLA pushing up the far side now. That's the reigning Big Ten Freshman of the Week, Jordan Geis, and we'll see our first corner kick of the evening given to the UCLA Bruins.
Yeah, Geis had a spectacular performance last time out versus Oregon, drawing the equalizing penalty in the box and then scoring the winner later. It was an excellent performance, finally getting her in the goal tallies.
Decent fan showing. Student section is showing out here as well. As on the far side, it's Marin Valencia to take for UCLA. Sends this one high into the box. Looking for the head of Alice Barbieri and can't find her, but UCLA still corrals with Paloma Dobert. Dobert has this one snuffed out and booted away by Piper Cofield, and that will go out of play at midfield. UCLA has a throw-in.
Yeah, no nonsense clearance there from the Indiana center back.
The last game, UCLA had a close 2-1 win against Oregon. No lack of shots. They shot the ball 38 times compared to the Ducks' 8 and snuck away with a 2-1 victory. Only were down for 3 minutes. This one goes out of play on the far side. UCLA tosses this one in. Here's Dobert finding a pass to the middle, looking for America Frias, and goes out of play. Goal kick, the first of the afternoon, or the evening, I should say, for Jamie Gerstenberg. Gerstenberg plays this one into the center of the pitch. And it's controlled by the Bruins. That's Marin Valencia who's going to play this one to her back line, Lily Reel. 5 minutes elapsed in this one. Here's Dobert.
Yeah, a lot of talent on this back line for UCLA. Even left on the bench tonight was a lot of great players. Going to be a tough back line to get through for the Hoosiers.
Reel plays that one to McMahon. McMahon trying to play a through ball to America Frias, and Frias gets this one intercepted. Here's Marin Valencia. Lily Reel. Long through ball, but it's too harsh. Gerstenberg gets the mitts on that one. But UCLA not showing any avoidance to move the ball down the pitch quickly early in this one.
Yeah, they're trying to get looks right now, not really having any success so far. Both these teams kind of just getting a feel for each other right now in those first 5 minutes.
Long goal kick travels over 2/3 of the length of the pitch. Goes out of play and an Indiana throw-in. They're gonna have Camille Ham take this one. Decent amount of UCLA Bruins fans. And of course, the hometown girl, Quincy McMahon, hails from Carmel, Indiana, went to Guerin Catholic High School in Carmel. Is a senior defender for the UCLA Bruins. Ham again will wait on this one. Take a throw-in that might be more akin to a corner kick. She's going to look to send this one high into the box. Backed up onto the bike track here at Bill Armstrong Stadium. Ham runs up, Tosses this one into the box, looking for the tall head of Avery Sneed or Volchek. Going up for it is Serta, cleared away by the Bruins for now. Here's Albert, and she knocks this one just left of the net, and it's picked up by Ryan Campbell.
Yeah, don't think that's what Albert was intending on maybe doing there. Just playing it right back to the keeper. Far too easy for the Pac-12 goalkeeper of the year.
Well, you never know what'll happen. Sun's in Campbell's eyes to start this one, so it's kind of tough to see for her from that angle, but she doesn't have any trouble dealing with that ball. Dobert on the far side, just in front of the Indiana student section. Plays a good ball to Frias, but it corrals too harsh off of her feet and goes out of play. Sydney Mazer recorded the first shot of this game for the Hoosiers. Just over 5 minutes in. Indiana still pressing in the midfield as they've done all year. But now UCLA controls. Boyden receives. She'll loop it back around to McMahon. McMahon cuts inside. Good pass from Cook. Cook plays back to McMahon. McMahon fires one on goal, and it's saved by Jamie Gerstenberg. Has to dive to her left to get it. Read it all the way through a couple of her teammates, a couple of opponents, and made the nice save.
Yeah, that was a great effort there from UCLA, testing the keeper here early on this replay. Just a rocket from outside the box. Great job from the Big Ten goalkeeper of the year, Gerstenberg, to just tip that off to the side.
So the second corner kick of the day for the Bruins, and Gerstenberg will position herself in the middle of the net. This one gets played low. Here's Quincy McMahon. She tries to poke this one in, and Gerstenberg is up with the gloves again. There's a shot by McMahon, but not too much of a threat on that one. But Gerstenberg will take her time, let her teammates move upfield. And it's hard to overstate how impactful Gerstenberg has been to this Indiana program throughout her career.
Yeah, she's third in career victories. You don't get a goalkeeper like her often.
Neighbors keeps this one in play. Here's Hope Paredes. Being pressured, puts on some skills. She gets away from it for now, but then it's eventually poked away by Peyton Marces. Mazer recorrals. Camille Ham moves to the inside, gives back to Mazer. And Mazer will let this one die down for now. Plays back to Piper Cofield. Cofield moves this one off to the far side. Here's Olivia Rush. Indiana playing methodically thus far, moving the ball up the near side. Here's Camille Ham again. Ham threads this one through, but Indiana goes back with it to Mazer.
Yeah, Coach Van Bennekom said they had to be better in possession, be brave on the ball.
There's a good pass from Sneed to Layla Serta. Serta gets dispossessed, and a good defensive effort by a Bruins defender. And just holding in the 18-yard box now. Marin Valencia plays this one cross goal and finds her teammate Quincy McMahon. This one's played all the way back again to Marin Valencia. And Marcis plays this one back to her own defender. Here's Dobert, far side, crosses over the middle of the pitch. Plays a short pass, triangling around to Sophia Cook, and Jordan Geist takes this one. Changes her mind, goes back around to Alice Barbieri. Oren Van Bennekom instructs his defense to press UCLA. But McMahon gets through, plays a nice pass to Frias, and a whistle for offsides.
Yeah, Van Bennekom always going to be a very vocal leader. He's gotten a yellow card at least once this season for yelling at officials. He's a very vocal leader on that sideline. I'm sure we'll hear him a few more times tonight, Andrew.
They'll instruct Gerstenberg to wait a little bit before she plays this one, and now we're finally back underway. Just over 10 minutes played in this one, into the 11th minute of this game. Still nothing on the scoreboard for either of these Big Ten teams. Here's Paredes, makes a good run on the ball. Neighbors pushed off, but it ends up in the possession of Layla Serta. Plays cross pitch to Camille Ham. Ham crosses one into the box looking for Serta, but it's Campbell who jumps up and grabs it out of midair.
Yeah, a bit of acrobatics from the Stanford transfer there to get that one out of there, no harm done.
Yeah, I mean, this jump is just nice, getting the hands on it. The gloves help, but still have to have a lot of skills to corral that one, not let that one get loose. Dobert on the far side plays back to Barbieri. Van Bennekom again instructing his team to play up more. Here's America Frias. Plays far side to Dobert. Moving up the pitch, she finds Geis. Geis moving on Olivia Albert, has to poke this one in, but it's cleared away by Volchek, and the third corner of the game upcoming for the Bruins. Indiana has not received a corner thus far in this game, and that's something preseason that Erwin Van Bennekom really stressed the importance of. He wants to be a clinical set-piece taking team, and his goal is to score about 40% of Indiana's goals off of set pieces and corner kicks.
Yeah, he said with as much time they work on him, he wants to get more goals out of them. Just haven't quite seen it so far this year for the Hoosiers. We'll see how they can defend this one here.
This one gets played into the box, still rattling around and needs to clear it. And it's successfully cleared by Volchek. A throw-in upcoming for UCLA.
Yeah, that was a scary one there for the Hoosier defense in that corridor of uncertainty. You never know what can happen there. An own goal, a boot coming in from an opponent. Good job for the Hoosiers to get that one cleared out.
Yeah, anytime the ball is stagnating in that 6-yard box is dangerous for the defending team, but Indiana did well to get rid of it. Marin Valencia will restart the offense. Plays to Lily Reel, who then goes to Barbieri. Barbieri plays this one into the box. Headed away by Camille Ham, now corralled by Sophia Cook. Cook far side to Dobert. Dobert puts a shot on net, saved by Gerstenberg. And cleared away by Sneed, but still into possession of Geis. Geis gets around Albert, tries to cross it to the center. Popped up in the middle, it's kept in play by Olivia Albert. Geis will recollect. And we'll see this one again. With the left foot, tries to find Fontes in the middle. Excuse me, Marin Valencia in the middle, or Frias, can't find her. Geis again. Goes to her right, tries to cross. This one is grabbed out of midair by Jamie Gerstenberg.
Indiana's defense looking sharp here so far tonight. The few times they've been asked upon, they've done a good job getting that ball out of the box.
They've been tested. Gerstenberg's moving her teammate up to the left side of the field. Is going to drop kick this one pretty much past the student section. Lets it bounce and just rifles it in to the evening sky. This one goes out of play. Didn't get the right contact she wanted on that one. This UCLA team, 2 years removed from their second national championship in program history. And it's an impressive feat considering Marguerite Awazasa was a first-year head coach in 2022 when she won the national title.
Yeah, they're one of the country's true dominant programs on the soccer pitch.
Mazer trying to get out of a sticky situation. She'll do so. Neighbors gets by Frias and now plays back to Volchek. Volchek stops up, dribbles to her left and goes back to her teammate Gerstenberg in net. UCLA not pressing too early defensively in this game, but stacking the midfield as well as they can, so no runs get made. Cofield's going to look to kickstart something. She'll play short to Olivia Rush. Rush thinks about going forward. She'll move on backward.
Yeah, hasn't been a whole lot of action here in this first 15. It's kind of like the first round of a boxing match. Both teams just kind of getting a feel for each other, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. Indiana trying to keep a lot more possession here tonight than they did against Ohio State.
No proverbial haymakers have been thrown just yet. But it's soccer. Anything can happen at any time. Throw in for Indiana. Just in front of the UCLA bench. Ham will play this one short to Rush, who plays it off of her chest. Paredes gets dispossessed. Here's Serta. Shifty freshman can't get by Marin Valencia. Paredes plays back to Rush. Mazer moving south to north. She's got a teammate on the far side. That's Albert. Sneed will play to Volchek, and Sneed and Volchek, both players that are new to this program. Avery Sneed spent 4 years at Providence, transferred here for her final year of NCAA eligibility. And Hayden Volchek, a freshman who had a ridiculous prep soccer career. In the 50 or 60 games she played, she lost one of them.
Absolutely ridiculous. 2 great additions to the program. Sneed just here for about 3 months, just taking to the team well, as Coach Van Bennekom said the other day in the presser.
Well, Volchek offers something that is definitely needed on set pieces. That's height. She stands at 6'1", according to Indiana's official roster. It's kind of a plug-and-play player. Comes from a family of athletes. Her mom played volleyball and tennis. Her dad played soccer. And she's been very influential, has a goal and an assist on the year thus far in her freshman year. Indiana advancing now. Here's Neighbors. Neighbors tries to put one on net, and Marin Valencia goes down to the ground for UCLA. She remains on the ground. Don't know if she took a boot to the leg, and referee will call a whistle to go check on her. So both teams will take a little bit to get some water, and throughout this game, I mean, we've seen possession just go back and forth. Neither team has really had, I would say UCLA has had the advantage in opportunities thus far. I mean, they have got 3 corners. They lead in shots on goal by 1. Marin Valencia is up on her own power, which is good to see.
Yeah, both of the teams having a couple of shots here. I mean, Indiana just with the 1, but they had a couple of chances so far. UCLA, I'd definitely say, has had the better so far. Be interesting to see how these teams adjust.
Well, everybody gets hydrated. It's a hot one today, Dylan. It's probably just above, I don't know, just kind of eyeballing it. I looked at my phone earlier. I didn't get an exact temperature. Probably just around the mid-80s as the sun kind of comes down. We had a nice breeze earlier. That's kind of died down a little bit.
Yeah, it'll definitely get cooler as the Indiana Knights come on, but I mean, it's kind of hot out here early. These injury breaks, you never want to see them, but the teams will always use them as a nice opportunity to get hydrated so they can keep going for as long as they can.
Good showing from the Hoosier Army, the Crimson Guard out here today. They always do a good job showing up.
Yeah, they always show up. They're always loud. Definite great addition to either the men's or women's programs, always bringing a little bit of juice into the stadium.
Meg Bodie is going to come in to replace Bridget Marin Valencia. So we're back underway with 27.5 minutes to play in this first half. Meg Bodie, a grad transfer from Northwestern, so she's already accustomed to Big Ten soccer. Here's McMahon working on her marker. That's Piper Cofield. Tries to play it to Val Vargas, but that one's poked away. Val Vargas seeing her first action in this game.
Yeah, coming back from the U20 World Cup, a part of that trio that UCLA sent. Not too many times you're going to lose players to international responsibilities at the college game, but UCLA's got a ton of international experience under their belt.
Yep, Lily Boyden's going to take a seat in place of Val Vargas, and Mexico had a good showing at that U20 World Cup.
Yeah, they're a strong side. They got a lot of talent from this UCLA team helping them out.
A backup goalie for this squad is Mariangela Medina. Saved a PK to keep it within 1 in Mexico's last match of the World Cup. So even when you're not starting, you're still a heck of a player here on this UCLA roster.
It's hard to get minutes over the reigning Pac-12 goalkeeper of the year, especially she's transferring in from an equally dominant school in Stanford.
Well, Stanford, the #1 team, consensus #1 team in the country based on multiple polls in women's soccer at this point in the year. They haven't dropped the game. UCLA was a team that was ranked as high as 3rd thus far this year. The receiving votes, they're not in the United Soccer Coaches poll right now. They're ranked 17th by Top Drawer Soccer. .25.5 minutes to play. Still a 0-0 game. 2 shots on goal for the Bruins, 1 for Indiana thus far. Long pass played by Val Vargas. Narrowly avoids going out of bounds. Good through ball to Geis. Geis is going to try to play this one to the middle. Here's Vargas, and it's cleared away by Piper Cofield. Good defensive awareness.
Yeah, that was a great build-up there from the Bruins. Piper Cofield doing her best there to get that one out of the box. A great through ball, then an even better cross from Geis. That was probably UCLA's best chance so far in this one.
Camille Ham's going to get ready to take this throw in. But that was a real good chance, and Cofield noticed her teammate got beat and went over to clear the ball and did so successfully.
Yeah, we'll see if Indiana can get a chance of their own here off this throw in. Not from quite a dangerous position, but Ham can get it down there.
That's a well-placed ball as well. Neighbors lets that one go out of play.
Yeah, Neighbors has been a huge performer for this Indiana team. Coach Van Bennekom says she's always had it, just needed that boost in confidence. We're going to see how she performs versus the new Big Ten team UCLA here tonight.
Quick pass played by Sophia Cook to Dobert, who receives a through pass from Geis, but is immediately dispossessed by the Hoosiers. That's Mazer.
Great bit of skill on the back heel pass there.
Paredes makes a clean tackle. Rush is going to play this one to Cofield. And Cofield comes near side to Ham. Ham narrowly avoids keeping that one in play, and it's a UCLA throw-in upcoming.
Yeah, a pair of unforced errors there for the Hoosiers. Just kind of losing possession when you're not really pressed. Those are the ones you're going to want to trim out.
Lauren Costello is getting ready to come into the game for Indiana. Just at half field on this near side. No substitutions at the ready for the Bruins. They've already made 2 in this game.
Yeah, they're a deep team. They're always going to be rotating through options. A lot of defenders have played. They've tried out a lot of different attacking options. I'm sure we'll see a lot of different Bruins entering this contest tonight.
Well, UCLA hasn't made a trip to the Midwest, at least to the state of Indiana, the crossroads of the Midwest, since 2013. They played up in South Bend at Notre Dame. So it's been over 10 years since the Bruins have played in the Hoosier State.
Yeah, now they get to come into town, play both the Hoosier in-state rivals, Indiana and Purdue. They've taken a trip to the Midwest, kind of Midwest area, played Tennessee and Kentucky.
But,
yeah,
you know, it's the north end of the South.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's a well-played ball. Vargas shoots this one high over the crossbar and out of play. And Lauren Costello will come in place of Camille Ham for the Hoosiers. Yeah, I would say Kentucky and Tennessee. I'd call that the South. Definitely Tennessee. You know, Kentucky, I guess you could make the case. But
Kentucky,
I think that's
maybe Midwest adjacent.
Right, sure. We're no geography experts here, you and I, but
not our majors at least.
No, not that's not our area of expertise. We'll leave that to the experts. Serta goes up for that one. Paredes will corral. And here comes a run from Indiana. Here's Costello. Tried to play to Neighbors, but it got poked away by McMahon.
UCLA just getting rid of that one. Press was coming heavy from the Hoosiers.
Hoosiers have been pressing heavily all night on defense.
Yeah, they're always going to be looking to press this Indiana team, part of that gritty play style that Erwin Van Bennekom wants to play.
Yeah, Neighbors just moving around, threatening to hound the ball carrier, or the controller of the ball, as much as she can.
Might have been an announcer's jinx. Indiana maybe pulling off the press a little bit here.
Well, they don't want to let anything going up that far side. Long one played. McMahon splits two Indiana defenders and finds Val Vargas. Vargas moves midfield. And will send it to Meg Bodie, the grad transfer from Northwestern.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with some players on the ball tonight. A lot of technically gifted players on the pitch tonight.
Whistle and a foul on Indiana. That one assessed. Looks like to Olivia Rush. So it got a little bit too handsy, trying to fight for possession of the ball.
Yeah, that's just the Hoosiers' first one of the night. They've been playing relatively clean up until that point. Just 4 total in this contest so far. Not been too rough on either of these sides. Both these teams just still trying to get a feel for each other.
And they're doing a good job of it. 25 minutes have been played in this game. Here comes a good pass from Vargas. Moves around Costello. It's got McMahon to her left, elects to give it to her. McMahon plays a ground cross. Looked for America Frias, and a corner kick upcoming for UCLA. That one got poked away by, I think it might have been Olivia Rush who knocked that one out of play.
Yeah, smart call there. You don't want to leave it in front of the goal anytime you have the opportunity to. 4th quarter of the night for the Bruins. We'll see if they can get anything going here on offense.
Here's Meg Bodie. Bodie plays to the middle to Quincy McMahon. Now to the inside. Here's Marcis. Marcis gets this one knocked away, and another corner kick upcoming. That's going to be the 5th one of the match for the Bruins.
And it's keeping on applying pressure here on this Indiana team.
Here's Cook. Cook fires one on net that's easily laid on by Gerstenberg for her 3rd save of the evening.
Yeah, Cook on the Pac-12 second team last year. Not going to get enough of that one. Was probably trying to get that one off the ground. Always going to be far too easy for Gerstenberg.
Gerstenberg plays this one into the center of the pitch. Not too much extra physicality. Both these teams playing physical, but nothing too out of the ordinary thus far.
Yeah, nothing too harsh. Certainly nothing warranting a card or anything. Just the 4 fouls still.
Here's Costello, tosses this one, tries to get it over the head of Val Vargas and can't do so. So another throw in for Costello.
Hey, moved it down the pitch a bit more. Successful throw in there.
A minor win there for Indiana.
Bit of a more dangerous position this time.
Costello tosses this one high into the air. Now she does find the head of Neighbors, tries to play it back to Serta. And too harsh off of the foot of Layla Serta. Rush hounding the ball now. And it goes back to Lily Reel, who hails from Hingham, Massachusetts, a 2-time first-team All-American. One of the top players on this back defensive line for UCLA. The first back-to-back Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year in Pac-12 history.
That's certainly a long way from Massachusetts to UCLA, but she's joined by her sister on the roster. That's got to make it easier.
Here's Geis. Jordan Geis moves into the 18-yard box. Gets around, tries to play it to Bodie, but falls over in the process. Cook gets knocked off the ball by Serta, but then Greek corrals it. Cook fires a shot, and it's in! Sophia Cook, what a rocket. She gets it past Gerstenberg and does a little dance as UCLA is up 1-0.
I'd be dancing too. What a shot to get the Bruins on the board.
That is well placed right over the outstretched hands of Gerstenberg from about 18 yards and just went top corner, barely maybe grazed the crossbar. It's hard to place a ball much better than that.
I mean, bit of a knuckleball there. I mean, just an excellent shot to get Cook and the Bruins on the board. It's going to be her 2nd goal of the season. for the former U20 national team player for the U.S.
Well, an all-freshman, a member of the all-freshman team last year in the Pac-12. One of the top 100 freshmen at the end of last year from Top Drawer Soccer, and making her impact. Opening this one up, it's a 1-0 game here in Bloomington. The Bruins have the advantage in their first time playing ever against the Hoosiers.
Yeah, perfect start for UCLA with a great back line and plenty of subs to reinforce them. Indiana's going to have to search for one now.
That was an excellent shot by Sophia Cook. Indiana will look to re-corral. Piper Cofield plays this one to Elle Britt. Britt tries to move it quickly to Natasha Kim. And this one goes out of play for a goal kick for Ryan Campbell. We haven't had to talk about Ryan Campbell too much. UCLA's midfield doing a really good job. We'll take another look at this. I mean, that is a satisfying shot in every sense of the word.
I mean, you're going to be hard-pressed to find one better than that. That's a worldie from UCLA there. I mean, Gerstenberg didn't really have too much of a shot on that one.
I mean, looks like it's going to hit the crossbar, and then it's behind you and it dips down into the net.
Yeah, it's curled right over her fingers, right underneath that crossbar. Just a fantastic shot to get us started.
That was UCLA's fourth shot on goal. Indiana's only recorded one in between the pipes today. McMahon throws this one in front of her bench. Gives to Lily Reel, who plays to Alice Barbieri.
Indiana hasn't really been threatening so far tonight. They've got plenty of time to find an equalizer. No need to hit the panic button yet with 15 minutes to play in the first half. But
you still got 45 left, and Indiana only it's again down one, and this is probably going to end up being a close game down the stretch. Both of these teams very, very solid, but UCLA gets that crucial first goal. Here's Sophia Cook trying to make another run for UCLA. She plays it to her right. Vargas makes a backheel flick to McMahon, who controls it in the 18-yard box. Fakes right, now goes to the middle. Sophia Cook tries to put one on net, and it's cleared away by the Hoosiers. Paredes corrals and clears it out of play. Goes all the way back to Lauren Costello, up to the midfield.
Yeah, Indiana, if they wouldn't intervene there, I think Sophia Cook would have had her brace right there, was winding up to put one on target. Didn't get the chance, though. A great bit of defending.
Excellently played cross by Lily Reel to Jordan Geis. Geis, the subject of some physical play by an Indiana defender, now plays to the middle and cleared away quickly by Avery Sneed. Rifles that one out of play. A throw-in upcoming for UCLA, not before a substitution for both teams. Olivia Smith, the junior midfielder, is going to come in for Indiana, and for UCLA, it's Sunshine Fontes, the graduate midfielder, who has had an up-and-down career. She's dealt with a lot of injuries, made her return. She's played 5 games this year. Lost her freshman year to an ACL injury that she suffered in one of her last games in high school, but in that national championship year in 2022, led the Bruins in goals and points.
Yeah, she got back in that Oregon match, finished off the PK that Geis earned, got them equalized last time out. She's one they've been excited to get back.
She's had to rehab through 2 ACL injuries in her career. But in that 2022 season, 11 goals and 30 points, a ridiculous clip.
Yeah, that is a special season, regardless of who you're looking at. Always going to be impressive to see someone putting up 30 points in a season.
Fontes gets her first taste of action, heads this one to far side to Dobert. Dobert gives to Fontes, who plays a ground cross to the near side. Quincy McMahon loops back around, being hounded by Elle Britt, and will now play to Sophia Cook. The referee gets out of the way. Nice through ball. Vargas tries to have a back heel flip, barely stays on her feet and loses the ball. But still corralled by the Bruins. Here's Sophia Cook again. Cook plays a nice back and forth pass from Frias, and that one goes out of play.
Indiana just going to give themselves a chance to breathe here, maybe recollect their thoughts, just send that one out for a throw.
Costello Splits the legs of a UCLA defender, and what goes off the body of McMahon for an Indiana throw, and Costello will take it. Hoosiers trail 1-0 in this one.
Yeah. UCLA, they've been impressive so far tonight. They've been flashy at times, really trying to show off what they got in the bag on their trip to the Midwest, maybe show them how they did it out in California.
Real moves north to south. We'll give to Dobert, now to Barbieri. Bodie, excellent ball to Fontes. Fontes goes south to McMahon, and McMahon will start another run for the Bruins. Pressured off the ball by Cofield, and Cofield gets whistled for a foul. And the referee reaches into her pocket, gives a yellow card to Lauren Costello, and Erwin Van Bennekom is confused, to say the least.
Yeah, he does not like that call very much. Still giving some words to the ref as he heads back to his box. Let's check out the replay here.
I think it's just incidental contact is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, that one looked incidental. It didn't really look like there was any malicious intent there, but Catherine McCormick going to reach for the book. First one of the night heading into the bookings.
So Lauren Costello will be credited, or rather assessed, a yellow card and a free kick in really a dangerous spot. Any spot is dangerous when Val Vargas has taken it.
She's very talented. Wouldn't be surprised to see her go for it.
Vargas chops this one up into the middle. Frias keeps it alive. Cook tries a shot, and it's cleared away by Indiana. UCLA still possesses. Fontes puts a shot on net, grabbed by Gerstenberg for the save.
Yeah, the UCLA bench was getting ready to celebrate there. They thought they had a goal on their hands. Gerstenberg says, "Not in my house," with the save. Good attempt from outside the box.
I had a lot of spin on that one, and good read by Gerstenberg to get that one into the gloves.
Picking up her third save of the night. She had a career-high 9 saves versus Ohio State last time out.
She was pressured a lot in that match. That match was a 3-0 victory for the Buckeyes. Buckeyes are a top 25 team in the country. The Big Ten, very, very solid. Best team in the Big Ten, the Michigan State Spartans. They're up in the top 5.
Yeah, the Big Ten absolutely loaded, especially with the influx of new talent from the West Coast. It's going to be a great crop of teams this year.
McMahon missed a touch. She goes out of play. Costello will get ready to toss this one into play. Runs up, raises the ball over her head, and tries to find the forehead of Natasha Kim. Can't do so. Here's Taylor Cheatham.
Indiana, they got to get some sort of momentum to head into the locker room, some sort of moral victory to head into the half.
Snead clears this one away. Little line drive bullet finds the foot of Kim and goes back to Sydney Major, rushes up and gets dispossessed by Vargas. Vargas moving up with teammates to her left and her right, puts a long shot straight into the chest of Jamie Gerstenberg.
Yeah, that certainly would have been one of the goals of the season so far if she would have struck that one right. Maybe a bit too ambitious there.
Always just going to try and put a shot on net. Gerstenberg, 20 saves coming into this one. And had one of the best seasons in program history. Shut out opponents 10 times last year, so 10 clean sheets.
She's got 4 already this year. It's going to be a great battle between her and Ryan Campbell to maybe see who gets that newly formed Big Ten Conference Goalkeeper of the Year.
McMahon rushing up quickly. Takes it to the middle. Right foot shot blocked away before it got to Gerstenberg, and Indiana corrals. That's Smith. Smith moves to Elbritt. Tried to find Natasha Kim, but she wasn't there.
And McMahon just there trying to take on the whole Indiana team in front of her friends and family. You can tell how bad she probably wants to get a goal in front of the flagship school.
Well, McMahon has played every minute of the last 7 matches for UCLA. So endurance is not something that she lacks. Just under 800 minutes on the year.
I mean, you can see why she plays so much. Won the Pac-12 Defender of the Week award 4 straight times last year.
Elbritt now trying to start a run for Indiana. She'll change her mind, gets a hip check from Fontes. And Snead has to play this one all the way back to Gerstenberg, who gets pressured fast. Volchek in the midfield, the center back for Indiana. As we're under 10 minutes left to play in this first half. Hoosiers still trail by 1. It's kept in play by Vargas. Vargas tries to get around Cofield, who pokes it away. Throw in for UCLA.
Yeah, it's not going to show in the stat book right now, but this UCLA midfield being quite physical with the Hoosiers, not letting anything easy happening. I mean, you win the games in the midfield. They're one of the most important aspects of any game. You win the midfield, you win the match, and so far UCLA is winning that midfield.
Sophia Cook's going to take a seat for the rest of this half. Avery Robinson will replace her, and Io Uke is into the game for UCLA as well. Excuse me, Jordan Geis is replaced by Robinson. Uke replaces Sophia Cook, who scored the lone goal in this match. Fontes gets double teamed and gets the ball taken off of her by El Britt. Britt fakes a pass to Rush, now turns upfield. Plays a through ball to Costello that she wasn't really ready for. Good slide tackle by Vargas, and UCLA recollects possession. There is Robinson.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of different Bruins tonight. They've had 24 players make an appearance already this season. They rotate through a lot of players. It's a very deep team ready to make their debut season in a new conference.
UCLA's first year in the Big Ten, along with USC, Washington, and Oregon. Here's Lily Reel being checked up on by El Britt. Fontes plays to Bodie, and Bodie will move it through. Dobert gets around her defender on the far side. Dobert into the 18-yard box. Tries to pass it to the center. It's poked away by Avery Snead.
Yeah, it's a crucial intervention there. If that one gets through, we're almost certainly looking at a 2-0 lead here for UCLA. Great job there from Volchek to get it out of the box.
And here comes the 6th corner of the match. It's now played. Poked away by Snead again. Cross in, looking for Vargas. UCLA won't find her. Erwin Van Bennekom will surely have a lot to say at the halftime break.
Yeah, it's been an interesting first half so far. UCLA, they've had a lot of corners, but they've taken most of them short, opting just to keep the possession on most of these so far.
UCLA has been clinical with their possession thus far. It's a Bruins team that has the #2 recruiting class in the country. 6 of their freshmen are ranked in the top 50 of the freshman ranking. Hard physical play into the air, and down now on the pitch is a UCLA Bruin. Can't exactly, I think that might be Val Vargas. Vargas is back up, and the challenge in the air.
Quick to get back up there. She wanted to take that one quickly. The refs aren't going to let that one happen.
The refs are going to stop the clock for the time being at 5:04 left in this first half.
Yeah, Coach Van Bennekom still giving the refs an earful here. He doesn't like some of these calls being made so far in this one.
So UCLA will decide who they want to take this one. It's between Fontes and Vargas. They've got Barbieri there as well, so it could be any of the 3 of them.
Yeah, and I think this is close enough to maybe have a go at it.
Here comes Fontes. That one's knocked away by Olivia Smith. Screamer of a shot on the ground. Good play by Britt to get the ball away. Now it's 3-on-2. Moving up the near side of the pitch is El Britt. She gets her jersey grabbed by Vargas, and the referee plays advantage. And a yellow card will be assessed to Val Vargas. Got a hold of the jersey. That was pretty clear from up here.
Yeah, Coach Van Bennekom saw that one right away. He already threw his hands up in the air, ready for it. That one going to be the most obvious booking we've seen so far, maybe all night.
So 1 yellow card for either squad now. And Piper Caulfield is going to start things on a set piece for Indiana late in this first half. Caulfield's going to raise her right hand and take a long run up to the ball. Plays one short. That's still possessed by the Hoosiers. Trying to get to it is Mazer. She won't do so. This ball gets set up into the evening sky and out of play.
As a throw in from a dangerous position, maybe Indiana's chance to finally threaten in this one. They haven't really had any great chances so far, still with just the one shot in this contest. They've kind of been on the back heel. Maybe this is a chance for the Hoosiers to take a step forward.
Maggie Ledwith is going to come into this game to replace Sydney Mazer as she trots off the field. Ledwith, a freshman from New Hyde Park, New York, stands at 5'8". Here comes a long throw in from Camille Ham. Comes into the box, played towards the center. Reel clears it away for now. And it goes back. Natasha Kim hustles to get that one, plays into the center circle to Caulfield. A long through pass is knocked out of play by Lily Reel.
It was interesting on that last throw, and even without access to the track, Camille Ham always trying to get as long of a run-up as she can. She started that one. She angled back into play. She's one of their throw-in specialists on this team.
Costello plays a short throw to Caulfield, who chops it into the air. Looking for Kim. On the far side, Camille Ham. And it goes out of play. Goal kick upcoming for Ryan Campbell.
I think a bit too many crosses into the box for Indiana. They don't got a lot of height up front. They got the height in the defensive line, but when they're not up there, you're kind of just giving the ball back to UCLA. They got some height in the center half position. Always going to be hard to do.
This one gets chopped into the air and collected by Ryan Campbell.
Yeah, that one was a foot race that Costello was just a step behind on not being able to regain possession for the Hoosiers.
Again, UCLA dominating the shots on goal 6-1, 8-1 in the shots category, and that's really no surprise. UCLA has only allowed 4 goals coming into this one on the year. Last year they scored 52 and allowed 12 throughout the entire year.
Yeah, that's defensive dominance. I mean, only one team in the whole country with more clean sheets than them, with Auburn with 7. A spectacular defense for the Bruins.
Hi.
This one's played into the box. Just over 2 to play in this first half. UCLA holds a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Indiana, I think still you got to be aggressive here in these last 2 minutes. Get some sort of momentum to go into the locker room.
Campbell clears this one away on the ground. Olivia Rush collects. Kim gets by Ake. And it goes out of play again.
Yeah, another throw in here from a dangerous position. Indiana, they've yet to have a corner, but they've had a couple of close throw-ins. You can get those tall defenders up the pitch. You can get Volchek and Sneed in the box. We'll see what the Hoosiers try to do here.
Well, they'll start it from their back line. Cross into the box. Almost finds Ledwith. Volchek will rush for this one and play it back to Gerstenberg. 75 seconds left in this first half. Indiana down by 1. Caulfield plays back to Gerstenberg again, who sends it up past midfield towards Elbritt's direction, but Vargas comes away with it. 60 seconds now. Here's McMahon.
Yeah, I expect Indiana to be pressing extra hard here in this last minute to maybe get that equalizer to head into the locker room with.
They're definitely going to want to put some more effort into the attack here in this last minute, like you said. Trying to collapse on the ball as fast as possible. UCLA content to play keep away.
Yeah, UCLA going to take their time here. They're playing with a lead with one of the best defenses in the country. They're always going to take their time.
Under 20 seconds to play now. Indiana trying to gather one last rush. Here's Ledwith, gets knocked off the ball. Now plays it to the near side. Indiana's going to go upfield. Caulfield sends this one high into the box, looking for Ledwith, but it's cleared away. Still on the ground. Here's Natasha Kim trying to look for one last shot, but it goes into the midfield. And that'll be the end of the first half here from Bloomington. We're 45 minutes through this match. UCLA has a 1-0 lead. And Dylan, what did you notice from the Bruins in that first half?
Yeah, they were definitely the dominant side in that one. The defense shutting it down early and then getting forward on these counterattacks, dominating all the statistical categories. Erwin Van Bennekom's side, secondly, has been second best in this one.
Well, Dylan, it's an exciting first half. No shortage of opportunities for the UCLA Bruins. But we still have 45 minutes left to go in this match. The Bruins are ahead 1-0 in their first match against the Hoosiers in program history. We'll be back for the next half of women's soccer here on Big Ten Plus. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Indiana women's soccer wants to thank the Columbus Express Soccer Club and FC Pride for their dedication and support. Enjoy the game and go Hoosiers! Please direct your attention to the video board for a Hoosier karaoke video from Go Bloomington. Go Hoosiers! Go Bloomington! Hoosier fans, remember to stay on field at offside field with 20 minutes left on the game clock in the second half. Please make sure all officials about the line prior to this time. Remember, be good sport, make the right call, and drink responsibly. Hoosier fans, the Indiana women's soccer team is back at July Stadium this Sunday. Fill the bell as we take on the USC Trojans. Kickoff is at 12 p.m. IU football is undefeated back at Memorial Stadium to take on the Charlotte 49ers. Tickets are still available. Be sure to help pass the rock and cheer on your Hoosiers. comes one of Washington's favorites. Give it up for the Christianette Club Dance Team. Once again, the Christianette Club Dance Team. Fans, pay attention to the video board for the season-long player contest. Acting Up with Women's Soccer.
Starting a soccer game. Free kick. Hook. Penalty. Yes. Red card. No. Offside. Yes. Hot trick. Yes. Warming up. No. A wall. No. No. Very close. May marking.
bit of an eventful first half in Bloomington here. 45 minutes played, 45 minutes to go as UCLA has the lead. Nice shot there from Quincy McMahon, the Carmel, Indiana native, and another good shot. And UCLA was really just peppering Jamie Gerstenberg, and that led to this, a great goal from Sophia Cook to open up the scoring in this match. It's a 1-0 game at halftime, and Dylan, UCLA controlling this one in every facet.
Yeah, they've been very dominant in this performance, dominating all the statistical categories so far. Indiana better add a good halftime talk to get them back into this one.
Well, we'll see what he has to say. And Indiana, you know, we'll see, obviously, like we mentioned, this is a statistical domination, as everyone can see. And UCLA playing clean as well. They had 1 yellow card, but not committing too many fouls. Only 5 fouls in between both teams. And playing clinical, playing clean, and UCLA in the lead.
Yeah, and if you're the Hoosiers, the only stat that matters on there for you is the score. No matter how dominant UCLA was, you only got a 1-0 lead. Anything can happen. All it takes is one play to get them knotted back up here in Bloomington.
Well, the other big thing is we haven't seen a set piece from Indiana either. Yeah. We haven't seen a set piece from Indiana either in this game. 5 corners for UCLA and none for IU.
Yeah, and that's got to be frustrating from Coach Van Bennekom. That's something you work so much on in practice. You want to score almost 40% of your goals on the season for it. Got to get into those dangerous areas, force some corners, force some free kicks from dangerous spots.
12 seconds left on the halftime clock. And you wonder if UCLA might change their formation. They came out in a 4-2-4, 4 attackers, and it worked to great effect. They got a lot of pressure on the Hoosiers early in the match, and that led to their lone goal. Hello, Miles Rice, Indiana basketball player, transferred from Washington State.
Yeah.
They had media day yesterday, Indiana men's basketball did, and, well, he's just sitting in the stands, taking in some Indiana women's soccer. Really not a better way to spend your Thursday night.
That's a great night. It's cooling off a little bit. Had a fun media day. I know he said he watched the Apple Cup as the former Wazoo transfer. I mean, no better way to spend your evening than here at the Bill.
Hey, no hate on Wazoo. That's my college football 25 dynasty team. So, you know, there's a lot to love about good college rivalries, and of course Rice is going to learn a new one when Indiana takes on Purdue earlier in this year. And of course the Big Ten men's basketball schedule got announced today. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but 20 conference games.
Yeah.
For each team. That's a big slate.
Yeah, a lot of notables in that one. They head out west really late to take on Oregon and Washington just before Big Ten tournament time. That's going to be one to keep an eye out, see how Woodson's crew takes on that western road trip.
All right, well, enough talk about the court. Let's talk about the pitch. And UCLA up 1-0. Indiana, their next 5 games, taking on USC. I believe that game's on
Sunday.
On Sunday,
at
right.
noon.
Or UCLA, they take on Purdue on Sunday. So UCLA, USC, there's Purdue, Wisconsin. So a winnable slate of games upcoming for UCLA.
Yeah, you avoid most of the tough Big Ten teams with that one. And then Indiana, you got the gauntlet of the newcomers. You take on all 4 new Pac-12 entrants.
Well, the sun is beginning to set. There's a beautiful sunset just off to the left. Dylan's craning over here to kind of see under the tent, but a beautiful, beautiful evening. It's cooled down a little bit as we're underway in the second half of play between the Hoosiers and the Bruins. Bruins moving from, yeah, there it is. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Great shot, that is. Beautiful night, and that's what you get living in Bloomington.
Yeah, one of the Midwestern gyms. Beautiful night here for some Big Ten soccer.
UCLA already pressing with their first offensive attack in this game. Serta gets knocked off the ball. And now UCLA Bruin gets double teamed. Here's El Britt having to work back all the way to Gerstenberg. Gerstenberg sends this one up into the sky. Serta shoves, I believe that was Peyton Marcis, to the ground, and a foul is assessed to the freshman Layla Serta.
Yeah, a bit of physicality from both teams there, more so from Serta, but I mean, Sophia Cook, the goal scorer in this contest, getting really physical with her defensive responsibilities. She's playing both ways so far tonight for the Bruins.
Well, when you have somebody who can play both ways, that's really important. And UCLA can really just kind of plug and play any of these players anywhere on the pitch.
Yeah, they got a lot of players who make a lot of appearances in short succession. Maybe a chance to get some more minutes in tonight.
Here's Vargas, tries to send one into the center of the box, but it's passed away. And referee calls advantage. Free kick awarded to Indiana.
Yeah, and for UCLA, you got to stay aggressive in this contest. A 1-0 lead is never going to be safe no matter, I mean, Indiana hasn't really been threatening so far, but it could come at any time.
Well, we'll try to get something started for the first time this half as Camille Ham plays this one to Neighbors. Neighbors moves to the middle of the field, finds Serta. Serta being pressed off the ball by Geis. She finds near side. Here's Britt. Britt taking a shot on goal, and it's a good save made by Campbell. Might have hit the post, might have snuck in, but Campbell gets the gloves on it. Still in play, UCLA clears it away.
Yeah, Britt was a couple inches away on that one.
That was a really well-placed shot by Elle Britt, the sophomore midfielder from Cincinnati. Take a look at this one. That probably would have hit the post, but a good diving stop by Campbell to make sure it didn't even get to the woodwork.
Yeah, first bit of action so far tonight for Campbell. She's been dominant this year. Just .44 goals allowed a game. I mean, that's unheard of.
It's a pretty ridiculous clip, but when you've got this good of a defense in front of you, it's definitely a help. Long cross. Marin Valencia is back into this game after taking a heavy fall in the first half, so good to see her back out there. Sneed ready to toss this one back into play, and she'll do so. Finds the foot of Sydney Mazer. Right-footed pass, far side to Ham. And Ham now tries to get to Neighbors just in front of the IU Crab Band. And McMahon will toss this one in for UCLA.
Yeah, UCLA happy to get Marin Valencia back out on the pitch. She's the leading goal scorer this year with just 2 goals. In UCLA, they have 8 different goal scorers on this team. Kind of shows off their depth.
Well, they have a lot of depth, and the fact that they've only scored with 8 players and the highest goal total of anybody is 2. And this is not a team that scores a lot of goals, but it doesn't matter when you keep a clean sheet and you shut out your opponent.
Yeah, when you're only conceding 4 on the year, it doesn't really matter how many you score.
Here's Serta, gets knocked off the ball by Marin Valencia. Looked for a foul, but didn't receive one, and Ryan Campbell will lay this one down for Lily Reel.
Yeah, Serta showing off some of the confidence there. She was going to have a go from way out. Just couldn't get it off quite in time. That UCLA defense remaining stifling here in the second half.
Reel and Marin Valencia play pepper. Goes now to the lone goal scorer in this match, Sophia Cook. And Cook tries to get this one through. Geis narrowly loses possession of it. Indiana wants to play a fast throw-in. Sneed will toss it in, but it's instantly picked off by UCLA. Here's Dobert, freshman defender from Rescue, California. Defender who played evidently a lot of offense in high school, 42 goals in her high school career.
And that's how it is at the high school level sometimes. You get players that are the jack of all trades, and they kind of just got to pick one to focus on in their collegiate and maybe professional career.
Moving up the middle of the pitch is Cook. Plays a through pass to Paloma Dobert. Dobert moving over the Big Ten Conference logo. Fakes left, goes right. Dumps it off to Geis. Geis pressured by Volchek. And is forced to clear it away to Marces. Lily Reel plays this one a long cross to Geis. And she corrals it. Nice played ball. Geis to the center and headed away by Volchek. UCLA will earn a corner kick.
Yeah, I think Gerstenberg would have dealt with that, but great intervention there from Volchek to make sure UCLA doesn't even have the chance to get anything on that one.
So upcoming now, the 6th corner of the match for the Bruins. And It's been a story of a lot of corners.
Yeah,
a lot for one side, none for the other.
A lot of them, and they look like they're going to take it short here once again. They haven't really put any of them into the box, not really testing Gerstenberg too often. We'll see what they attempt here.
Vargas raises both of her hands, pops the ball up into the center of the box, cleared away by the tall defense player Avery Sneed. Here's Marin Valencia, plays to the far side. Finds McMahon, will go back to Valencia. Gets around Neighbors. To the center, headed out by Sneed again. Ball comes back down to earth and is corralled by Marces for the Bruins. Far side. Here's McMahon into the box, looking for Cheatham. Cheatham has to regather herself, cross south to north, and cleared away by Sneed again. Sneed acting as an extension pretty much of Jamie Gerstenberg, just clearing it away as soon as it gets within 10 yards of the net.
Yeah, IU's defense looking sharp here to start this half. I mean, as a unit there, they looked solid, but Cofield let a man in behind because she was just a little out of line with her defense there. UCLA threatening once again.
Barbieri plays to Lily Reel. Reel has a lot of speed. Gets by Serta for the time being, but it's looped back around. Speed everywhere on this UCLA team. Here's Vargas. Loops back and forth, cuts to the middle. Vargas now plays to Cook. Cook back out to Vargas. Vargas tries a long shot that goes over the crossbar and out of play for a goal kick.
Vargas really showing off the skill moves, first with the Ronaldo chops and then the back heel back to herself to put a shot on. I mean, just a little too high on that one, but she strikes that just right. I mean, these UCLA attackers, they'll shoot from anywhere.
Definitely no hesitancy to shoot the ball thus far in this one. Not into double digits just yet on shots. They've got 9, 6 of which have been on goal, and only 1 of which has found the back of the net.
That's the thing, UCLA, they really have the luxury of being patient in this game. When you got the Pac-12 goalkeeper of the year last year, and then this spectacular defensive line with plenty of talent on the bench to come relieve them when they get tired, you can take your time and chew some seconds off this clock.
And chew the clock is exactly what they'll do. Here comes a pass to Avery Robinson, or excuse me, that's Cheatham. Marin Valencia. Narrowly misses being knocked off the ball. Valencia with some bright green cleats. Will play back to Lily Reel, one of 2 Reel sisters on this team. Sophie Reel, the redshirt freshman, is her younger sister. She hasn't seen the pitch thus far today. UCLA pressing Indiana's defenders. Rush loops back around and is taken to ground. Sneed tries to get by. She'll do so and dump it back off to Rush, who plays it to Britt. Britt, a nice move, but can't outspeed Daubert. And Daubert gives her an arm shiver, knocks it out of play, and lets her defense reset.
Yeah, UCLA's flashiness maybe rubbing off on the Hoosiers here, showing a bit of skill from Sneed and Britt there.
Well, Sneed, often a defender, doesn't get the chance to use those skills too often, but she sure has got them. Here's Layla Serta, plays one to Hope Paredes and trying to get around. Hope Paredes fires one on net that's easily corralled and laid on top of by Ryan Campbell.
You're never going to test the goalkeeper with one like that. Didn't quite strike it the way she intended.
But still a shot on goal. Indiana poking through the stout defense of UCLA for the first time this half. Just under 35 minutes to play in this match.
Yeah, and so far, Indiana just kind of stepped behind UCLA. You can kind of tell the difference in athletes. Erwin Van Bennekom, he's always going to want to press, but even himself has admitted maybe they don't have the athletes for it like they did last year. But UCLA, I mean, they fly across the pitch.
Here's El Britt. And she just gets collapsed upon instantly as soon as she gets into a threatening position. Volchek tried to receive a header up from a defensive position. She's got to run and get back. And good speed by Geist to get this one away, and UCLA will have a throw-in.
And finally going to give Volchek a chance to get back on the defense. I mean, she was way out of position, got all the way into the box trying to receive that cross from the center half spot. That's a long run. UCLA just staying patient in this one. They got plenty of time to chew.
Absolutely, they do. 33 minutes to be exact. A great pass played to the far side. Quincy McMahon dribbles into the box, looking for a shot on goal. It's cleared away by Ham, and out of play.
Yeah,
another corner kick.
Yeah, McMahon gonna have to wait a little bit longer for her homecoming goal. Great bit of defending there from Ham to just get that one out of the box, but yet another corner here for UCLA. We'll see if they can be a bit more effective this time.
Well, McMahon lined up to be the one to take the corner, but instead Sophia Cook will come in to take it. McMahon's still over there, but Sophia Cook will be the one to line up and raise her right hand into the air. Floated into the center. Cleared away by Cofield for the time being. Real bumps Neighbors off the ball. Neighbors trying to hustle for it, but she can't get to it before Dobert does. And it goes back to Campbell, who will corral it with her left foot, play a ground pass to the near or to the far side.
Yeah, I'm not sure Noah Lyles would have won that foot race. Kind of a difficult position there for the Hoosier sophomore.
Well, not for lack of effort. Indiana really tried to get to that one. Would have led to a dangerous offensive chance. Indiana starting to push up their outside midfielders, Paredes and Britt, to try and pinch off UCLA's outside defense right now. So it almost looks like it's a 4-2-4 rather than their traditional 4-4-2.
Yeah.
This one gets knocked out of play by Camille Ham.
You know, they're certainly in defense still kind of looking in that traditional 4-4-2, but some players joining the press, they need to start creating opportunities. They had plenty of time in the first half, but just a little over a half an hour to find an equalizer over a new opponent.
Again, the first time these two teams have ever duked it out on the soccer pitch. Here's Geis. Good touch by Marces. And Vargas will play a long ball to the hometown girl, McMahon. McMahon loops back around on Camille Ham, trying to keep it in play. She'll do so. Cook dumps it off to Marin Valencia. We'll receive it again from Cook, pressured harshly by Layla Serta. And it'll send back to Lily Reel.
That's the thing. Every time they make that pass back to the defensive line, Indiana, they got to regroup and repress. They're not only just wasting time, but they're wasting Hoosier energy every time they play it back to that back line.
Here's Elbrett. Gets taken to ground in a whistle in favor of Indiana. Couple substitutions ready to come in for the Hoosiers. Looks like it's Natasha Kim and Olivia Smith, but not ready to come in just yet. Gerstenberg plays to Volchek. And UCLA pressing hard. Gerstenberg's got to get out to get this one. She lays on it. And a whistle.
Pointing to the spot.
Wow, they're pointing to the spot for a penalty. Gerstenberg disagrees with it, clearly. I wonder what the call is going to be. They're not going to say it's a penalty. It may be a... Yeah, no foul there by Gerstenberg. Yeah. She's just playing the ball.
She gets all ball before attacker there. Maybe a quick, hasty decision from the official. quick to correct it, though, to a few contesting Hoosiers there.
Yeah, didn't require any VAR for that one, but Gerstenberg's just making a goalkeeper play. Here's Paredes. Paredes gets jockeyed off the ball by Geis. Same physical contact on the ball that UCLA's displayed all evening.
Yeah, UCLA just keep on chewing that clock. I mean, you think in soccer time, half an hour is a long time, but soccer time, you can blink your eyes once and there's just a couple of minutes left to chase that equalizer. Indiana, they really got to get a foot forward in the offense.
Well, they're running out of time to do it. Under a half hour left to play. So we're 2/3 through this one, and Indiana only 3 shots on goal. Played out of bounds, and 2 substitutions coming in for the Hoosiers. One is America Frias for UCLA. There's Kim and Smith in place of Hope Paredes and Elbritt for Indiana.
Yeah, fresh legs coming into the midfield. Indiana, they've been getting overran in that midfield. This is a good, smart substitution for Erwin van Bennekom.
McMahon throws this one in. Found out by Cofield. Serta plays it off her shoulder. And a good run by Kim. Kim trying to play this one in the middle. She'll get it to Olivia Smith. And Smith plays a through ball to Avery Sneed, who comes up from a defensive position. Sneed moves towards the center. Will loop it back around. Layla Serta fakes left, goes right. Back to Smith again, and Indiana's offense fizzles out for the time being. They still have the ball. Ham looking for an angle to cross. And cleared away. Indiana will have their first corner of the evening.
First corner of the evening. That's at least a small moral victory there. We mentioned Sneed in the build-up. She may be listed as a defender, but she gets far up the pitch and kind of overlaps and underlaps into that midfield spot. We'll see what Indiana does with their first set piece of the night.
Can't believe there's anybody on their phone right now. I mean, come on. There's a fan just looking down at their phone. We got a great game here. Pay attention.
Still a close one.
Oh, yeah. Serta's going to raise her left hand and send this one to Camille Ham, who will now look for an angle to cross. Puts it almost on net, but taken to ground is Volchek. Still corralled by Indiana. Sydney Mazer in that left corner. Trying to get by her defender, McMahon. Gets it to Smith. Well done. Smith to the center. Found out. Sneed fires a shot with the left foot that goes wide right.
Yeah, that one won't be credited as a shot on goal, but that might have been the Hoosiers' best shot at it so far tonight. Sneed just not able to connect with it all the way. We'll take another look at it here. Great buildup from the Hoosiers. Just kind of misses the contact there a little bit. Not going to test Campbell on that one. Sends a boot down the pitch. Indiana going to control this one.
UCLA flips the field. Indiana will corral again. Neighbors trying to push for this one. And it'll be a Bruin throw-in on the far side just in front of the band. Whistle substitution coming in for the Bruins. That's Meg Bodie in place of the Big Ten Freshman of the Week, Jordan Geis. Geis drew that penalty kick versus Oregon to get UCLA back in the game. She's now got something to show for it. She's been excellent all year, according to Coach Awazawa when I talked to her earlier this week. But now she's got some more confidence because she's got something to show for it. And Bodie has just been someone who has helped the rest of the team really explain what Big Ten soccer is like, but also just someone who they all really enjoy having around the squad.
Yeah, it's got to be nice as a coach to be able to replace a young, talented freshman with an experienced player from the conference you just joined. Bodie, she had 14 assists last year up in Evanston. Had a great season before heading out west. Played
to Marces for UCLA, and Lily Reel will go north to south. Here's Barbieri. And back to Reel, and no incentive for UCLA to move quickly. Indiana has to think about pressing relatively soon, as there's just under 25 minutes left to play. Cofield gets to this one first. Knocked to ground and a whistle. Foul on Marin Valencia. No card, but a clear foul.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy one. She kind of threw her hands up in disbelief, but I mean, you're taking someone to the ground there. The official's always going to have to call that one.
So we'll see who elects to take this one. Looks like it'll come all the way back to Piper Caulfield, who will likely try and send this one into the box if she can. She's got the leg to do it. Raises her right hand and sends it a low screaming cross, looking for the chest of Volchek. Won't find it. Goes out of play. Indiana throw-in. Substitution. Maggie Ledwith is going to come back into this one.
Coming in for another talented freshman, Layla Serta. Not going to be the outing she hoped for against a top side, but I mean, has had a great year so far. 11 goal contributions for the Hoosiers. She scored and assisted the first 4 of them for the season for them. So, I mean, just a great start to her freshman campaign here in Bloomington.
Here's Ham's long, windy run-up again. Into the center. Goes out of play. And a corner kick upcoming.
Anytime you can trade those throw-ins for a corner, that's a good trade for the Hoosiers.
So Cofield will move over to take this one. Camille Ham will come over with her. Caulfield will probably just play it low, a ground quick pass, and then Ham will cross it in. As I say that, Cofield does the exact opposite, looking for the head of Avery Sneed, won't find it. But Mazer still collects. Far side now, looking for an angle to cross. Volchek still in the box, tries to play one on net, and it's blocked away by Sophia Cook. Another corner upcoming, and Indiana has to break through on one of these if they want to even up this ball game.
Yeah, not a better place to do it than from the corner. They work on it so much in practice. Be a very timely place to get a corner goal here.
Piper Caulfield will take, again, as we just saw. Ham will come over there again. She'll play it into the box. Looking for Sneed. Sneed gets it on it, and it's cleared away quickly by Lily Reel. Back into the box now. Neighbors tried to get up to it. Reel knocks it away again. And a long clear by Val Vargas.
Yeah, Reel hasn't been called on much tonight, but did a great job getting that one out of the area. If she doesn't get to it, a Hoosier likely would have.
Now Indiana's offense seems to be finding its footing a little bit, keeping more possession than they have the rest of this game. Just over 20 to play. They're down by 1. Errant pass sails over the head of Kennedy Neighbors. And a goal kick for UCLA. And for more on the person taking this goal kick, Ryan Campbell will send it down to Ava Wajenki for more on Ryan Campbell.
UCLA goalie Ryan Campbell is a new transfer to the team this season. She came from Stanford, a Pac-12 school, and was one of the strongest goalies in the conference. So for UCLA to have her as a piece in their roster makes them even more dangerous. Campbell and UCLA head coach Awazaza had a relationship prior to Campbell joining this roster when coach was previously on staff at Stanford. So she knew the type of edge that Campbell would bring with her. She started this game with 20 saves across 9 games, and now we've seen 3 stellar saves from her already, which is not much of a surprise to this UCLA staff, who coach has given to her praise to earlier this week to the media when she said that Campbell is a stellar shot stopper.
Thanks ever so much, Ava. And everything about that is true. I mean, Campbell, an excellent player, every facet. She's smart, she's dangerous on set pieces, and really just a nightmare to game plan against, because if you can get past UCLA's defense, then you got to figure out Ryan Campbell.
Yeah, she's a great keeper, and the coaching staff credits her as a great leader, too. Maybe not the loud type of leader, but that quiet type who kind of leads by example on the pitch with her performance every match.
Throw in for Camille Ham. Not as long of a run up this time around. Whistle and a substitution. That's Sunshine Fontes, the 5'4" graduate midfielder, coming into this game for UCLA. And she will replace Peyton Marces.
Yeah, UCLA definitely glad to get Fontes back out there. A key piece for this team, finally returning, getting her long-awaited goal last match versus Oregon.
UCLA trying to get something started. Vargas knocks Ham to the ground, but referee says play on. Moved back to Volchek. And Volchek plays it through to Sneed at a left back spot. Her pass intercepted by Fontes. Here's Cook. Moves it to Bodie. Bodie in the box. And her pass is knocked away by Hayden Volchek.
Yeah, the Northwestern transfer already making an impact on the pitch, drawing another corner here for UCLA. That's going to be their 8th of the night. Just another stat that they're just kind of getting the Hoosiers better on. And I mean, these UCLA fans will certainly be happy if this result sticks on that long road trip up to West Lafayette.
So now in the near side corner, Marin Valencia and Val Vargas are down there for the Bruins. Vargas sends this one into the box. It goes out of play, and Gerstenberg will have a goal kick. Substitution coming in for the Hoosiers, Marissa Greshik seeing the first action of this game on her side and replacing Kennedy Neighbors.
Yeah, a bit of a super sub option at that striker position. She's got a goal and 2 assists on the season, so I mean 3 goal contributions in limited appearances. We'll see if she can add to her tally here tonight to get the Hoosiers all knotted up.
Gerstenberg plays a ground pass to Sneed. We'll send it back. And Indiana gives up possession. Erwin Van Bennekom not too happy.
Yeah, that's one Gerstenberg would have really liked to have back. Just kind of some unforced errors in distribution so far tonight for Gerstenberg. Hasn't quite been sending those out as she typically does.
Can we? Greshik plays this one back to Gerstenberg, who has to clear it low to the ground quickly.
That's a dangerous one there. You don't want to pass it back in front of the goalkeeper with that many in front of the box.
Here's Marin Valencia. Gets into some contact with Olivia Rush and a whistle. Free kick awarded to Indiana. And pretty clear foul again.
Yeah, Rush hit the ground pretty hard there. You're always going to get a foul call on that. Maybe not enough for another booking there for UCLA, but keeping it physical here in Bloomington tonight.
Van Bennekom working up a sweat, giving instructions to his players. They have just now a quarter of an hour left in this one.
Yeah, they're certainly running out of time if they're going to find an equalizer in this contest.
Volchek to Caulfield. Camille Ham, the right back. Dishes to Mazer. Mazer plays to Sneed, who's got Kim to her left, elects to go back to the middle to Rush.
Indiana, they got to move this ball around faster, letting UCLA shrink the pitch, limiting these options. I mean, UCLA, everyone back here in defense here.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to park the bus a little bit as UCLA. They have a 1-goal lead, which they're comfortable with at this point in the match. Like we mentioned in the open, allowing less than a half a goal per game to opponents thus far through the 9 games that they've played.
That's a nice card to have in your back
It
pocket
sure is,
as that
Dylan.
UCLA coaching staff, always being able to pull out the park the bus trump card and kind of win your hand.
They've got 4 or 5 defenders who are moving around the pitch and making good rotations back and forth, up and down. Rush moves to this one. Will now leave it for Sneed. And we'll take it over the timeline. That one's intercepted by Marin Valencia. And UCLA takes possession again.
It just feels like UCLA is the first one to every pass out there. I mean, just flying around the pitch.
Marin Valencia's down again. Might have taken a little bit of an awkward fall, but hopefully she's okay.
It's her second injury scare of the
Yep.
match.
I think she just fell wrong. She's got that knee brace, but again, she'll walk off under her own power. She'll be replaced by Taylor Cheatham.
Yeah,
And
calling
that'll be
for
the end of her day.
Yeah, calling for the substitution there. No reason to chance it here, especially on a long road trip. I mean, coaching staff really emphasized wanting to stay rested and hydrated on this trip. I mean, if you get injured, you're a bit away from home. I mean, you never want to get injured in the middle of a, 5 or 6 day road trip for the Bruins.
It's a long way. Well, the UCLA coaching staff definitely thankful to have a deep roster. Taking a look at the Big Ten standings thus far this season. Minnesota at the top of the tables. They haven't played too much competition, but still a very good team. Iowa and Michigan State, both in the rankings, have not dropped any games. Penn State, Ohio State, also solid teams, and there's UCLA and Indiana. Purdue up there as well, so when these two teams meet at Bill Armstrong Stadium later in the first couple weeks of October, that should be a match with a lot of fireworks.
Yeah, this will be a really fun Big Ten season. You add some of that Western Coast flair to an already very solid Big Ten conference. And I mean, anyone can win it right now. The point total's not really adding up in that Big Ten standings quite yet, but I think it's going to be a high point total to whoever pulls away this year.
Val Vargas took an awkward fall. Excuse me, that was not Vargas, that was America Frias. I'm not sure what the student section was yelling there, but displeased with the stoppage of play for sure.
Yeah, you could say that at the least.
Real gives this one to Barbieri, and that one's intercepted by the Hoosiers. Natasha Kim trying to get something started. She's got Olivia Smith in front of her, and is dispossessed by Sunshine Fontes. And cleared high up into the sky by Ryan Campbell. Good job by Cheatham to get in front of that one. Here's Geis. Sneed gets past her, now plays to Smith, and Kim can't get anything going. Smith plays one through to Sneed, and that one's cleared away quickly by the Bruins. Volchek tries to force the ball out of Cheatham's possession, going to ground as a UCLA player. Here's Frias.
Yeah, Indiana, they had a couple of good looks there. I mean, Natasha Kim had to turn and look at it. Teammates got to communicate with her, say, you got no one behind you.
I think we're going to see another card. Yep. McMahon got fouled, taken to the ground. And Camille Ham will be assessed that yellow card. We'll take another look at this one. And I don't know if it was just McMahon that tripped or maybe Ham had a hand on her jersey. Couldn't really see from where we are, but head referee said that's a clear foul and deserving of a yellow card.
Yeah, it was definitely a foul. Not sure about the yellow.
Free kick from the far side goes straight into the awaiting hands of Jamie Gerstenberg. And she makes an overhand throw to Avery Sneed. Sneed gets knocked to the ground, but Cheatham can't keep this one in play. Indiana has a throw-in. Sneed will take it. Passes with Rush. Here's Ledwith. Ledwith plays far side to Camille Ham. Just under 11 minutes left to play. Indiana still down by 1. Their offense is stagnated, haven't had a shot on goal in quite a long time. Here's Kim. Kim plays back to Smith. And a referee calls offside. That's clear to you, Dylan.
Yeah, that's going to be the easiest offsides UCLA might draw the season. They've done a great job with that offsides trap so far, kind of luring Indiana into these runs, almost into a false sense of, hey, I'm open here, but never going to be able to time your runs that late.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
that's
offsides by a Walmart parking lot,
yeah.
I would say. But at this point in the game, you can't blame Indiana for making a run. UCLA controls like they've done for most of the game. Apparently they were listening to my keys of the game in the open because they've done a real good job of controlling possession. We don't have the time of possession numbers, but it's hard to imagine UCLA isn't leading. Nice run up, and Gerstenberg has to come down to this one. She leaves the net open, and Cheatham can't find the net. She had an open look at goal. She was moving up the right side and fired one way right of the woodwork.
Yeah, the super sub from Plano, Texas is going to want to have that one back. That was the perfect opportunity to open her goal tally. She does so well with this opening move and just rushes
That's a tough shot
finish.
to get on net, though, when you're moving so fast. And Gerstenberg came out to play that one really early as no Indiana defenders were back. But
yeah, she did the hard part and rounded the keeper there. Just couldn't take that touch to slow herself down, and just she could have guided that one in net just with a simple ground pass.
Yeah, Indiana definitely got a little lucky there.
Yeah, that one definitely would have been the nail in the coffin to go 2-0 with not a lot of time to find 2 goals in this one, let alone just the one.
Erwin Van Bennekom not happy with a no call there on that sideline when both players were trying to fight with the ball, or fight for the ball, rather. Cheatham gives to Dobert. Robinson gives to Dobert, and now here comes Indiana's press. We'll see if they can mount an attack. Robinson, jockeyed by Rush. She'll get around Rush and plays a beautiful through ball to the far side. That's McMahon. McMahon collects, fakes left, goes right, has a shot on goal. It goes over the crossbar.
UCLA looking really good on the counterattack once again. They invite all the pressure on the other end, and then it's just one pass, and they're off to the races. That one might have been 3 on the gridiron, but not going to be worth anything here tonight.
An Indiana player is down in the 18-yard box. It's a hot day, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like a muscle cramp or something. That was Camille Ham, but she's back up and moving without any sort of noticeable ailment, which is always good to see.
Yeah, for sure. And Indiana bringing on 4 sets of fresh legs. Going to have no excuse to not give it your all out there now, getting to take a little bit of a break and then re-enter this contest.
Yep, Layla Serta takes the place of Maggie Ledwith. Hope Paredes gives some relief to Marissa Greshik. Kennedy Neighbors comes back in for Olivia Smith, and Elle Britt back on for Natasha Kim. So Indiana showing their hand. They want to get their best offensive players on the pitch for these last 8 minutes. But Fontes is going to try and disagree, plays across to McMahon. She corrals it before he goes out of touch. McMahon, couple of crossovers, and loops back around. Cross into the box, looking for the head of Geist. She puts that one on net with a weak shot. Hard to even call it a shot, but Gerstenberg picks it up nonetheless.
And that's always going to be the danger of risking it all and really going for that equalizer. You leave yourself wide open at the back, very susceptible to counterattacks. And we've seen that in these last few minutes for UCLA.
Long drop kick, travels 2/3 of the field, but Neighbors can't get a clean touch off of a header.
Yeah, she might have a headache in the morning taking that header. Indiana just doing anything they can now to muster up some momentum in this last 7 minutes of this contest.
under the 7-minute mark left to play in this one here in Bloomington, and pretty much all has gone to plan thus far for UCLA. They still have 7 more minutes of solid defense to play to close this one out.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, soccer, the time can move so fast, but when you're protecting that 1-0 lead, it moves ever so slow. Going to be a stressful one for this last 6 or so minutes.
They say something about molasses in January. We're not talking about molasses, nor is it January, but that's how time feels right now for UCLA. They're going to be content, though, to just pass it back and forth and control possession as they've done throughout the match. Val Vargas in her own 18-yard box. Shoots this one behind Paredes, and now advances it upfield to Geis. The freshman of the week moves this one to Fontes, has her pass intercepted. Neighbors almost trips over herself. Trying to move up for it, and something that UCLA has done so well tonight is make a pass and then move their body to just move. It's move the ball, move yourself is what it's been all evening.
They've looked a step ahead when they're on offense, and they've also looked a step ahead while they're in the defense. Indiana will play a pass, think it's safe, and then a Bruin defender will come out of nowhere and send it back the other way.
Here's Avery Robinson. And a whistle. A foul on UCLA.
That's not who I originally thought that was going to go against, but Indiana getting tripped to the ground there and going to have a free kick, chance to get everybody up in that box. Caulfield going to take it again here. She takes a lot of set pieces for this Hoosier team, typically penalties. She's been great from the spot for the Hoosiers in her career.
Caulfield plays this one in, goes straight to the gloves of Campbell. Maybe Caulfield didn't place that one where she wanted it to, but Campbell on it nonetheless. She's got great instincts in between the pipes.
Yeah, it's always going to be hard to threaten with a free kick from the middle third. She did all she could there. It's a tight window to get it far enough to where the goalkeeper can't collect it, and she couldn't quite squeeze it in there.
Sydney Mazer called for a foul. She was jockeying for possession with the UCLA Bruin. I think it was Robinson who was the subject of the physical play.
And another chance for UCLA to just keep this clock a-moving. Take your time lining up that free kick. We're almost under 4 minutes here. We said time's moving slow for the Bruins, but it's moving ever so fast for the Hoosiers.
Okay. Gerstenberg plays this one to Sneed, and Sneed wants to get this one up. Gerstenberg's going to send this high into the air into midfield looking for Paredes. Paredes gets hit as she went up for it, and a foul and a whistle. They'll stop the clock at 3:48.
That might be more crucial for the Hoosiers here than the free kick.
And a yellow card.
I think that one's to Van Bennekom.
I think that is to Van Bennekom.
Yeah.
He's, I'm sure he's been given an earful to the referees all evening, and I guess they just said, no, we've really had enough of it, and he's not done giving an earful either. He is very displeased with.
He's far out of his box here, too. He could receive a second. I mean, you mentioned it earlier. He's already picked up one on the year, a yellow card from the coach. You don't see him too often. Saw one in the men's contest the other night, but you don't see head coaches getting too many yellow cards.
A couple substitutions coming on for both sides. The lone goal scorer for UCLA in this match, Sophia Cook, is going to come back on, along with Marissa Greshik and Ava Akil, seeing her first minutes of the day. Sunshine Fontes will take a seat for the last time this evening, and Indiana's trying to get as much offense and speed as they can onto the pitch for the last 3:37 of this game.
You see the urgency from both sides. UCLA taking their time to make the substitution. Indiana rushing them into the pitch.
Long throw in incoming. Looking for Neighbors or Volchek. Indiana won't find either. Back out. Cam corrals it. Still a chance, and it's cleared away expertly by UCLA's defense. Good play by Barbieri. Here's Britt working on Jordan Geis. Physical play by Geis, but it's still in play. Akil now loses it to Cook. And it goes out of play in favor of UCLA.
Yeah, Indiana, you're only going to get so many more chances. You got to be clinical at this point in the game if you're going to pull back an equalizer here. They're having good build-up with each other, but it's just not quite surgical enough to finish off a play.
Well, the lone goal of this match scored in the 28th minute by Sophia Cook. A beautiful top left strike. That's the only score we've seen thus far this evening. It's still 1-0. 4 cards in this game, but only 1 goal has found the back of the net. And for the Bruins, it's looking good with just over 2.5 to play. Looking to pick up their first win in their first match over Indiana in program history.
Yeah, it would be a great introduction to the Big Ten. You already won your game against Oregon, but coming into the Midwest, a hostile environment, and walking away with 3 points, that's going to be crucial in their title chances this season.
Well, the UCLA fans in attendance will definitely be pleased. So Bruins clear this one away. We're at 2 minutes to play. Sneed pops this one up into the air. Ham's rushing for it. She'll get to it and play it back to Gerstenberg. Indiana running out of time into the 88th minute of this game. Nice play. Akil tries to get around Britt rushing for it. It's cleared away by Dobert. And a throw-in needing to be taken fast by the Hoosiers. Ham will be the one to take it. $1:35 to play. This is likely one of the last offensive chances of the game.
Yeah. You see Ham trying to drive her hands, dry off the ball, get as much on this as possible. You got a long ways to go.
Minute 17 now. Cross into the box looking for Volchek. Still out. Greshik tries to play this one up, and a whistle. A foul on Greshik.
Yeah.
She caught a UCLA player with her outstretched leg, and the clock is stopped.
Always going to be dangerous kicking a ball that high. That's what it gets blown for. They're going to stop us at 1:05, but
America Frias, yeah, she caught a errant boot to the upper head or shoulders area, and that was enough to warrant a foul, like you said. 1:05 left to play.
With how UCLA's controlled it tonight, it wouldn't be surprised if Indiana doesn't get another chance at it.
Now under 60 seconds, UCLA will take a throw-in. And they'll take as long as they want. Clock will finally stop at 47 seconds. Throw-in comes in from Dobert. Dispossessed, Indiana has it. Looking for a run from Akil or Greshik. Pressured off the ball, here's America Frias. 30 seconds to play. Hoosiers grasping at straws offensively. Greshik goes down to the ground, referee says play on. Indiana has to full press now. Akil can't get to this one. And UCLA is just gonna keep playing keep away. 15 seconds now to play. This one gets cleared away. Gerstenberg's gonna have to try and send this one all the way down the pitch. She'll do so. But in the last waning seconds of this one, the UCLA Bruins keep another clean sheet on the year, and they shut out the Indiana Hoosiers 1-0 off of that lone goal from Sophia Cook in the 28th minute. That was the game winner and the decider. Dylan, a clinical match from the Bruins.
Yeah, defense as good as advertised for anyone who hadn't seen them yet. And what a goal from Sophia Cook to move her goal tally to 2 on the season. And the Bruins will certainly be happy heading up the road to West Lafayette this weekend.
Well, the Bruins fans who are in attendance will definitely be pleased with this one. A clinical showing, like we said. Taking a look at some of the stats today, and it was just Indiana who dominated, or UCLA who dominated throughout. 11-5 in that shot category. Indiana got a couple of corners late in the match, but it wasn't enough. Had more fouls, more shots on goal, and that's what mattered for UCLA.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at those stats, and that tells you a story of not a 1-0 ball game.
Well, all right, we'll send it down to Ava Wajenki. She's got Lily Reel with her. Ava, take it away.
Thanks, Andrew. Lily, your second Big Ten conference win this season. Talk to me about how that feels.
It's great. It's awesome being in a new conference. I think the travel's a little questionable sometimes, but it's been awesome. Like being at schools like this, it's been really fun. A different challenge for our team. I think they play generally like a different style of soccer in the Big Ten, so it's exciting, like a new test for us. We're really excited though to be here.
You guys played a pretty dominant and competitive game today. What worked for you? Do you feel like anyone really stepped up and led the way?
Yeah, we have 2 girls back, or 3 girls actually back from national team camp. I think they came back and brought the energy we needed in the front line. And then obviously Sophia Cook stepping up big for that shot. And yeah, I think like as a back line, you know, we just try and hold the 0. That's kind of our thing. But I think the whole team, it was a complete team effort tonight. So I'm proud of this group.
Thank you, Lily.
Yeah, of course. Have
Guys.
fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ava. And with just a minute left on this telecast, Dylan, this has been a real fun one, I'd say. UCLA takes their second win of their first season in Big Ten play.
Yeah, great one for them there. You think Lily Reel would be used to the travel times going from Massachusetts to LA, but
back and forth, huh?
It didn't affect the Bruins any here tonight. As dominant of a 1-0 win as you'll ever see. We're kind of unlucky to not maybe have 2 or 3 goals in this contest.
All right, one last look at some of the highlights.